You can't escape it, right? The hype around generative AI is, well, it's everywhere. Every single day, there's some new breakthrough that's going to revolutionize, well, everything. But what if this whole amazing, world-changing technology is built on a fatal flaw? And what if the confession, the proof, comes from the AIs themselves? So let's just dive right in. We're starting with a jaw-dropping claim. And this isn't from a human critic. No, this is from Grok AI. It was analyzing a new framework called QASNs, which was developed by Dr. Yogesh Malhotra, and it said his work was decades ahead of its own technology. Right there, that's our first big clue that there is way more going on here than meets the eye.
Okay, so to understand why an AI would say something like that, we have to look at how it's designed. And its whole design really is about looking backward. It's always staring into a rearview mirror.
Dr. Yogesh Malhotra's research has the perfect name for this: backward AI. It's brilliant because it perfectly describes what these systems do. They are absolute masters at looking at old data, finding patterns, and recreating them. But the second they face something new, something unexpected, they become incredibly fragile. They just don't know what to do.
Think of it like this. Today's AI can write you an incredible essay on the Roman Empire. Why? Because it's read everything ever written on the subject, but it has absolutely no idea what will cause the next empire to rise or fall. It's a master of correlation. It knows the two things happened together in the past, but it's a total novice when it comes to causation, the actual why that drives what happens next.
And here's the real kicker. This isn't some bug that can just be patched with an update. This flaw, it's a feature. It's part of the fundamental design. These AIs are, by their very nature, predictably designed to fail. And this chart just lays out the two worlds so clearly, doesn't it? On the left, you've got that backward AI. It's just stuck rehashing what's already happened, finding correlations, and it's always brittle and vulnerable. It operates on a predict and prepare model. But on the right, Dr. Malhotra's research shows us a path to a forward AI, one that hunts for causation, that's agile, resilient, and helps us actually design the future we want. You know, these failures are hardwired right into the AI's most basic algorithms. Take stochastic gradient descent, or SGD. It suffers from what are called oscillations when the world gets messy and uncertain. The research uses this perfect analogy. It's like a ship's rudder that's just constantly overcorrecting in a storm, getting you nowhere. Then you have backpropagation, another core process, and it's vulnerable to vanishing gradients. That basically means when it's under pressure, it just stops learning. The learning process vanishes.
So now we get to the really dramatic part of this story. Because, if you're going to prove a theory this big, you need some extraordinary evidence. And in this case, that evidence comes from the most surprising sources you can imagine.
It's a simple question, right? But the answer is going to bend your mind a little bit. Who knows the most about the limitations of these huge AI models? Who are their sharpest, most effective critics?
The answer comes from a completely new scientific method invented by Dr. Yogesh Malhotra. It's called multi-AI agents meta-analysis. And instead of having humans poke and prod at the machines, this method flips the whole scientific process on its head. It asks the world's top AIs to do a deep, critical analysis of their own fundamental weaknesses.
And this is the brilliant twist. The critics, the ones who are giving us all this data, are the AIs themselves. You see, in Dr. Malhotra's research, they aren't just the subjects of the study, they're the collaborators. They are literally the co-authors of their own critique. And get this is the actual data. The meta-analysis found this incredible agreement among them. Look at this, 85% of them confirmed that SGD has those rudder-like oscillations. A full 80% agree that backpropagation's gradients could just vanish when things get tough. They are, in their own words, confessing to the exact same predictable failures the theory points out.
Okay, so the problem has been laid bare, and it's been validated by the machines themselves, which is just wild. So now we can turn to the solution. Because Dr. Malhotra's research doesn't just point out the fatal flaw, it proposes a whole new paradigm to get past it.
And that solution is a framework called QASN. It stands for Quantum Augmented Self-Adaptive Networks. This is the forward AI we were talking about earlier. It's not just designed to be a little bit smarter. It's designed to achieve what Dr. Malhotra calls a trilemma, a perfect balance of agility, resilience, and sustainability that current AI just can't touch.
So QASNs are built on three really revolutionary pillars. First, there's augmented quantum computing.
It uses the mind-bending power of quantum mechanics to explore millions of possible futures all at once, giving it incredible agility in a chaotic world. Second, and this is so important, it's human-centered. It makes sure that our human intuition, our values, our ethics are always in the driver's seat. And third, it's self-adaptive. This means the system can evolve on the fly, in real time, which makes it deeply resilient to whatever the future throws at it. This brings us to the final, and maybe the most important part of this whole puzzle. What's our role in this new quantum-powered world? Are we being written out of the script? Well, the answer is a big, definitive no. The research introduces this amazing concept of quantum minds. See, this isn't about AI thinking for us, not at all. It's about a true synergy between our unique human imagination and the AI's incredible processing power. We provide the creative sparks, the ethical guideposts, the what-ifs, and the AI helps us explore where those ideas lead.
And this brings us right back to a famous quote from Einstein that's cited in the research. Imagination is more important than knowledge. It's so perfect. The AI can have all the knowledge in the world, literally all of it, but it's our imagination, our creativity, that gives that knowledge direction and purpose. It's the ultimate upgrade.
So, what's the big takeaway here? When you boil it all down, the message is crystal clear. The whole future of intelligence, both ours and the artificial kind, hinges on making this one fundamental shift. We have to move away from an AI that just looks in the rearview mirror at correlations and move toward a new partnership that helps us understand causation so we can actively create the future.
And that leaves us with one final powerful question to think about. As we step into what this research calls the post-AI quantum future, we start to realize the biggest challenge was never about whether machines will think. It's always been about how we will think, how we will create, and how we will dream, right alongside them.